Opinions expressed in this program are those of the program's host and guests, and not necessarily those of WSTU management, staff, or sponsors. WSTU does not endorse any products mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's now time for Leadership in Business, brought to you by John Campion of European Kitchen and Bath. Call in with questions and comments. 220-9788. 220-WSTU. And now, here's your host.
Here's the star of your show.
Yes.
Hey, y'all. It's John Campion, Leadership in Business, with my partner here, Frank, world famous Big Mezzapel. Big, crazy Frank.
Yes.
He is a crazy dude.
Wild and crazy guy.
Wild, yeah. Hey, should I start singing happy birthday to myself?
Sure.
Happy birthday to myself.
Nice.
Happy birthday to myself. Happy birthday to European Kitchen and Bath.
Yeah.
For today being the 30 years ago today, my mom and dad opened the store.
Wow. Congratulations. What a neat day.
Well, and when you say, well, it's 1992, well, 30 years isn't,
That's a minute stake for us Floridians.
That's right. That's right. It's funny you say that. I met with one of my reps was in yesterday with a new rep, new guy who was representing this company from California. The guy was 6'10".
Good night.
And he was a stud. He filled up the doorway.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
I said, so, Justin, I said, you live in California? He goes, well, yeah. I said, well, are you an early bird guy? He goes, yeah, I get up about 5:15. I drive an hour and a half to my go work out. He goes, and then when I'm done there, I drive another hour and a half to work. I go, are you kidding me?
So 3 hours is just chewed up in traffic.
Exactly. And so
it's only a half hour, and maybe it's only half a mile away, right?
No, he lives in LA and he has to work in San Diego. And I was always, I was getting the idea that San Diego was spreading up and they were almost connected.
Yeah.
So anyways, I said, well, I'm not an early bird guy.
No.
I get up about the time you're getting your second cup of coffee that you don't drink. I said, so you're probably one of those guys drinking that green stuff in the, yeah. But he was fit,
I
and
guess
I
so.
was like, well,
how long does he take working out? It's like an hour and a half, 45 minutes. Yeah.
I think he just goes in there and zaps through it.
Mm-hmm.
And, the guy, he was just big
toned.
It made me go, oh, I said, 35 years ago, I didn't look like that.
I could do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I could do that if I was leading a different life. He goes, well, I just hate California.
Yeah.
So he had a Michigan little plastic band on with Michigan because that's where his
University of Michigan.
Michigan.
U of M. Okay.
I was like, hey man, you got the U of M. And, and I've lived here and I've lived there, and I was like, man, good old Michigan boy. There's nothing like it.
Yeah,
nothing like it.
Could you imagine though? 3 hours just
before you even
got anything done?
No, yeah, it's
wow.
So let me get a little windshield time in here again.
Wow,
every day. So that,
yeah.
And it ain't cheap out there.
Oh God, no. Sitting in traffic, $7 a gallon for gas.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty bad when I got home the other night and didn't fill up my tank because I was down below a quarter.
Oh, below a quarter. Now this is what, in the Yukon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was kind of watching the news and thinking, man, this was Halloween. I remember that was the last day.
Right.
So very fortunate that when I came in the next morning, the gas station I go to in Palm City still had it at $3.23.
Yeah.
And
it went up 10 cents overnight.
Well, I thought it was supposed to go up more than that, wasn't it?
It's just the average.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there was by the way, that Exxon right over here at Canner and US1, they've kept theirs where it is because I noticed that their high test, 93, is 383, which to me is below $4.
Yeah.
Put that in the Chevy.
Yes.
Yes,
Oof.
of course. So, anyways, gotta do that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be driving tentatively my car in the Veterans Day Parade.
Oh, how cool is
On
that?
the 11th, it gets me out of a 6-hour meeting for 2 hours.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Right.
I like it.
It might cut out a few times, but if it's a cool day, everybody will be warm.
Yes.
With the top down.
Oh yeah.
Convertible.
Yes.
Oh well. So that'll be kind of neat,
Yeah. Well, convertibles are always perfect for those kind of activities.
Oh yeah. Just I don't have the what do they call it? The little sweater that goes over the thing. I don't think it's in the trunk. I got a lot of things in my trunk. They're not flopping around or anything. It's not like I have a Michigan Wolverine in there.
Like a bonnet cover. Yeah.
You snap down on that car, and when the people are waving in the parade, they sit on that. So anyways, it's that's small detail.
Yeah.
So what's going on in the radio world?
Radio world is doing well overall. The election time is always good for media because it's lots to talk about.
It's like the weather.
Advertising. Yes.
If you're wrong, you're still going to have a job.
It doesn't matter if you're right or you're wrong. Yeah. It's, so there's a lot of money changing hands.
Wow.
With, advertisers and, so
I voted early yesterday.
Good for you. You voted early.
When I got done, I handed it to the lady and she goes, slide it in there. I said, I want you to know I got them all right.
I got them all right. Pop quiz. I got them right.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
right. No, it's you always get into that string of stuff that says, would you want this judge to be reelected back in? I'm like, say Judge Levin. I know him. I know that from drug court.
Right.
My son, not me.
Right. So as long as, their name hasn't popped up on the 6 o'clock news radar, then I figure, okay, it must be okay.
I was talking to a customer service person for one of my customers, for one of my vendors up in Chicago today.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what do people up there, what do you guys think about Florida? You must think that Florida is a crazy place. She goes, well, there's some pretty wild things going on down there. I said, well, it's the wild, wild west.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for sure. Yeah. But it's not as bad as they say.
No.
I said, the best thing about it is we just don't shovel sunshine. So,
yes.
I mean,
we shovel other things.
Things. Yes. I shovel a lot of other stuff.
Yes.
Other stuff.
That's
right. That's right. You got it.
Yes. Especially around the horse stables.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's why there's so many horses here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll speak of one thing, and I hope it doesn't bring bad luck to us today. Today at our business club.
Yes. Wednesday breakfast. Yes.
Right. One of our members, we were sitting there talking, and all of a sudden she goes, "Well, you know what? Why don't we collect some money and see if we can't, So we had like 20 some plus people throw in $5, and she went out and bought the tickets. And
now the tickets are, I think, weren't they $2? I think it's a $2. So I don't know. As long as you make the math work out.
It's like you were saying. So that $1 billion, when they pay it out, it pays out $500 million.
Right.
And then if you divide $500 million by 21 people plus a couple spare parts around the country.
Right.
So,
not too bad.
If I can, get out of there with 4 or 5 mil, that'd be all right.
Yeah.
And we have about, 15 businesses closed in Stewart on Monday.
Oof.
I said,
I don't know. I mean, I was on the way over here. I heard that in the news about the Powerball. Right, I think that's what it is.
Mega Ball,
Mega
Ball,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't even.
Mega Powers.
Mega Powers.
Yeah, Mega Powerball.
Yeah, here comes Lex Luthor.
But I'm thinking to myself, would I call off work? I don't know. I mean, what else am I going to do?
No, it's like I
enjoy what I do.
20, 30 years ago, a millionaire was good.
Yeah.
But, now you got, the book that was written was called The Millionaire Next Door.
Yeah.
Telling you all about your neighbor who's a millionaire, even though he's driving a, 67 VW.
Right.
But you don't know.
Right.
You don't know.
No, you don't.
And
Was I think it was a famous congressman said, you know, $1 million here and $1 million there, and before you know it, you're talking about real money.
yeah, that's right. That sounds like Yogi Berra's brother.
Right.
Yeah. And if you get some cash, it's just like money.
It's just like money.
Yeah. But you hear about these people when one person wins, say, $500 million.
Yeah.
And they were homeless or something. It just doesn't it's like they arrange it that way. But, I mean, you hear once in a while, you hear about companies where they all threw their money in. And
right.
That'd be pretty cool.
That is cool.
It'd put Stewart on the map again some more.
Yes.
Home of the multi-million-dollar people who are.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that guy? Who's Robin. He was the lives of the rich and famous.
Oh, yes. Yes. But
the
life of the rich and famous. Yes.
That's right. So the million ain't a million.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, just factor it in. It's 750,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
it's all right. It's all good. So we're getting into towards the end of the year.
Yes.
And we're starting to think about next year already, as we do.
We have to.
2023 is rolling along, and in the decorating business, we have to think about trends, right? I did that for many years in my retail store, and I got to thinking. I said, "Well, I bet you John probably does similar things too."
Yeah, we. What's really ironic. I've talked to a lot of people today, but anyways, we have every year we have, as you know, our kitchen and bath show, and now it's tied in with the International Builders Show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a major show with, probably 350,000 people. And, there's only so many cities that they can have these shows in because of hotel space and whatnot. And of course, one's Orlando, one is Las Vegas. One is kind of New Orleans, and one is what I think should be Chicago, because it's such a great city to go to. I think,
yes.
Not in January, but to have the kitchen and bath show, we had it for 2 years in a row in Orlando, and then they now it's going to be second year in a row out in Las Vegas, and I'm not a Las Vegas lover, but the problem out there is you could die. There's just something about that place.
Yeah.
But, I've been to a lot of shows out there. But the thing that happens, Frank, is, what's interesting is the end of the business you were in was the finishes, more like the flooring and the painting and all that. My business is the stuff that goes on it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, your job was no easy task.
Oh, yeah.
And ours.
And I had to, and the thing is, these design communities, we all work together, because it's not coincidental that certain colors that are used in the materials that you use were already thought about it through design concepts, through meetings like 5 years earlier.
Righto. Yeah. And that typically, I will tell you, and we may have talked about this before, is that the designs and the ideas that we get come from Europe.
Yes.
I mean, like, the year or two before.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen stuff that they've shown, or we've shown. I've been over there on their nickel to go to some of their shows over there where they're showing what they might show here. And it's always, you're very curious of how things develop during the course of that year to what's really going to make the cut.
Right. And the Miami would be more cutting edge than when we see what happens, what's going on in Miami. We may see it a little while later.
Right. And generally the stuff in Miami is, you actually have like 3 categories of design.
Mm-hmm.
One is traditional,
right,
which is I call it old timey stuff.
Right.
And then you're transitional, which is a fade out of traditional. And then you have contemporary.
Yes.
Or you could call it modern if you want.
Modern, contemporary, sure.
But, down Lauderdale South, it's contemporary.
Yeah.
And particularly in Miami, they're doing the stuff from coming over from from their countries. I
Yes.
mean, it's nuts. And then, of course, the big affluent that's happened here now that wasn't around really maybe a little more than 20 years ago is the Chinese being involved.
Mm.
You know, at these shows, they used to have a no photo rule.
Mm.
Well, how you do that now? You know,
Right.
everybody's got, you know,
Yeah.
they would have a Get Smart camera in their elbow.
Right.
Yeah, excuse, you mind if I pick my nose? I'm going to take a picture of your booth. So, you know, and then then what we see on whether it's some of the, you know, there's some nefarious websites out there that
Copycats.
well, and there's, you know, some that are disguised.
Oh.
Like I had one of my plumbers yesterday. I explained to him who that, you know, and I'm not, I can't really throw them under the bus because I buy from them, but Ferguson, who I have nicknamed Ferguson, because they are growing and doing private label and just really taking over things. They have two websites that are used a lot by the consumer. One is build.com.
Okay.
And the other one is Signature Hardware. And all three of those, Fergie, Build, and Signature, all have commercials. I've seen the commercials on at night.
Yeah.
Some of you may wonder, who are these people? Well, this is, you know, Ferguson disguising himself, which is fine. A lot of people, that's how it's done.
Yeah, rebranding,
or just, you know, this is where it's marketed through. And so I kind of love it because I challenged my landlord up in Vero. He's a self-made guy, and he's got all the answers.
No,
he knows dangerously too much about everything.
Yeah.
So he's the guy started out selling Yugos 40 years ago.
Nice.
And then,
well, if you sell Yugos, you can do anything.
Yeah. Well, then you recycle them, turn them into Schlitz beer cans.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, he was looking for two sinks that were from one of my manufacturers. I think I told you the story. And the color was discontinued, and it was a popular color. And I told him, I said, I can't get those for you, even though I ordered them and they confirmed them. They are out. They have none. They got rid of them. They discontinued it. It's gone. Oh, well, I can get them one on Amazon and one from another. And so I challenged him as he was traveling up the East Coast, going on vacation. He'd send me a text saying, well, you're right. I can't get that one. And I did get the one in, but I got to check it and make sure it's not damaged. So he found them, but I said, you know, just because those websites say they have it in stock, they don't. And you got to ask, and you got to drill down, folks. So, and that is the scary part about ordering anything online for your remodel jobs. And, you know, we didn't have that aspect many years ago. It wasn't a concern.
Right.
Now it is a concern. And so we live with it. And when the internet first came out, I was very upset.
Yeah.
You know, very upset. And then, you know, things have kind of calmed down a little bit. And in the end, we just keep, you know, we must, you know, to get to 30 years, we had to do something right.
Bobbing and weaving.
I'm not saying we were great,
right.
But, you know, that's
you
why we
adjust.
That's why we promote around here is use small business, because when they're gone, they're gone. And you'll be sorry. So what are they saying for 2023, Frank? Anything,
well, it says as we end this year, and it's time to start planning ahead by thinking about what will be trending in 2023. Naturally, we asked industry leaders what their interior designs predictions are for the fresh season ahead. And one of the things that they talked about was quiet greens and calming blues can combat a tumultuous political landscape, but ultimately the objects we fill our homes with and hold the most power to ease our anxieties. So they did this beautiful room with a lot of artwork, you know, kind of personalizes room for this particular homeowner. Wine displays. Homeowners are moving away from hiding their wine in cellars and using the storage like art installation. They're doing that
I
now.
believe that.
And bold marble. Most homeowners are incorporating bold statement pieces of marble in their kitchens to create a focal point and add a touch of drama. And so that's kind of neat.
Well, that's very good. I actually have a discussion now. I have to finish with one of my
Okay.
employees
Yeah.
because we were talking about what is a more, we were talking to Palm City Charlie about this too. His quartz
Yes.
versus granite.
Yes.
Now, the thing you have to remember is if you're using marble, you cannot use marble. Do not use marble in your kitchen.
Right.
Use it in the bathroom, and that's or decorative in the halls and all that stuff. But
thresholds,
yeah, I mean,
windowsills.
but the thing is that because it's softer,
right?
And so if but the whole thing is we were discussing, granite. You want a piece of the earth, and the colors can be phenomenal, and they're usually in the higher. They have them in classifications and everything. And it's it can be priced, whereas quartz is more expensive generally than granite.
Right.
But excuse me, folks, must have been that wily wallaby black liquor.
Oh, the black liquor,
the classic black.
Yes, of course.
Thanks, Frank. Appreciate it. But anyways, what happens is the quartz, is just one of those things that I feel I like the quartz because I think this is all personal feeling.
Sure.
I like the quartz because it's the maintenance is like minimal.
Yeah.
You can't what do you call it? If you put something oily on there,
water stain.
It won't water stain or whatever, and you don't have to seal it. No, then somebody was saying, well, we've had granite for 17 years and my mother's never. Well, okay, so never sealed it. That's okay too.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, you talk about you want to have those elaborate colors, and if they're using like the soft greens and blues, or to kind of soften up what's going on, and then they wham that the waterfall effect off the islands that goes down, or whatever. And a lot of people are doing two different tones of countertop in their kitchen. They might have black over here, and they might have light green or something over here. So that's also a nice accent.
I think they've mixed that up too. Yeah, they've talked about mixing organic materials and shapes. Earth tones and organic shapes are expected to draw popularity, according to the founder of L Object, because they're rough and refined at the same time. This trend towards softer, curvaceous forms and imbuing elements of nature within our homes. So that's kind of an interesting idea. And then they talk about sleek appearances. Cabinetry and kitchen islands are a statement piece in your home.
They are. They're becoming, that island is becoming you.
Yes.
And 6 seats, and you got maybe your sink in there, or you might have your gas top range.
Yeah, or the hood.
Or the hood.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's I'll tell you, how much money do you want to spend?
That's it. It's just open up your wallet. I mean, anything could happen. An emphasis on wellness. Wellness is driving factor of design for 2023. Adding elements that help promote self-care and well-being can transform a space into an oasis. And here's something in this picture that you would recognize. It's a tub. That freestanding tub, which in a beautiful, it looks like maybe a Hans Grohe shower head, right? Yeah,
it looks like they have that. That's kind of interesting. That just comes down over them when they want to just it's sit in the tub and have a shower rain head go on them. That's different.
Yeah,
that's
an adjustable arm. Yeah, so pretty cool. And this room looks like it. That room could, if you remove the tub, you could put a stackable washer dryer in there. It could be a mud room just as easy, but they turned it into kind of a quasi bathroom,
yeah.
right?
And yeah,
It's beautiful cabinetry.
the other thing, I don't know if they talk in there about in the mud rooms and all that, where they're adding the dog washing stations.
Oh yeah.
That's like big because
Yeah.
everybody loves their dog,
Oh yeah.
and they put in a big enough space, whether it's a big, it's a big deep sink for a little guy,
Or a
or
walk-in type of mini shower. Yeah. Yeah.
And Hans Grohe
Mhm.
they have a dog washing
Yeah.
stuff.
Nice.
So
Good for
I
them.
was going to bring some of that in, but I figured we just order that.
Yeah.
I don't have a dog, so I
Yeah.
gotta. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So this is an island that you were talking about. Traditional kitchens are evolving and extending into other parts of the home.
Yeah.
In the coming years, I predict larger and even double kitchen islands will
Yes.
be integrated to accommodate. Now, this is another thing that
Do they
I
say that I'm sorry, Frank,
That's okay.
that
Go
double
ahead.
integrated island? Are they saying that's for people who do a lot of entertaining?
Exactly what they say.
So they
You
can
finish the thought.
land it here and then move it to the next one to get it to be taken out to.
Yeah, kitchen islands will be integrated to accommodate for larger entertaining and gathering space for the kitchen.
And
Yes.
you can get the party sinks that have all the toys in it to show that you're the culinary expert.
Yeah.
And no, there's
It's really cool.
Very
Very cool.
just win the lottery and run on down to 197 Southeast Monterey.
That's right.
And
open up your wallet.
Just bring your husband. Let him open his wallet.
There you go.
Since it's
bring
your
your gold card. Yeah.
Or your gold card. Yeah. Or even your platinum.
Yes.
And black is even better. The black American Express. I've seen those. Yeah, the gray ones are heavy.
And they've got some weight to them.
Yeah, they do. I have one I can throw on. It'll cut your finger off.
Wow.
Frank.
Whoops. Well, so now my laptop is done for the night.
Blew it out.
Yeah.
Well, we can make stuff up.
It's doing an update.
Well, the other thing that's happening too is there's, people are putting a lot of the vanities in their bathrooms. There's vanities that are made for that. And had one of our folks this week, typical of what's happened. People are buying these vanities with solid tops rather than with like a bath sink in them because they want to use it for the furniture.
Of course.
And the whole furniture idea. So, hey, you guys, it's whatever your idea is out there. If you can repurpose something or get creative. If you see something on TV, don't necessarily, just remember it all takes time and quality and not, there are a lot of people out there that have to realize that you cannot do these things yourself.
No.
I mean, you hear me promote that here a lot, but I'm telling you, when you're going to get into some of this stuff and your fancy stuff and you're spending your money, do not do it yourself. Listen to your wife.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Say yes,
take a little
dear.
break. Yes, dear. Yeah, that's right. The
two best words in the English language. Yes.
They are.
Yes.
Yeah, I learned that today.
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
And we'll be right back. So stick with us. We have much more to cover when we return. You are listening to Leadership in Business with your host, John Campion.
And
Take it away, John.
And our great radio board guy, Frank, Frank, world famous.
Right.
Mezzapel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
That's great.
Yes. Well, thank you for that.
Sure,
John.
man. You need to, have those normal accolades. Coming from me, I know how much that means to you.
It means a lot to be recognized, but thank you so much.
You're a good guy.
I don't do it for the recognition. I do it just because I enjoy hanging with you.
Well,
So-
you feed me licorice.
I do.
I will come.
Have licorice will visit.
I'm telling you, Wiley Wallaby.
Yeah, that is
dollar store.
Man.
$1.25.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. We recommend you eat 3 of them at a time.
Yeah.
And space it out.
Space it out.
Yeah, because you don't want to be
The enjoyment could last longer that way.
vegan,
Yes.
fat free.
Yes.
You got it.
It's got all the
You
dinosaurs.
got it in black licorice. You got it in cherry. You got it in hot cinnamon.
Yeah.
Did I miss? Oh, we got in that green one. What's the green one?
Green apple.
Apple.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Take flavor du jour.
better than Twizzlers.
Yeah. But indeed.
We did a taste
We
test.
did a side-by-side taste test.
Yeah, we did, but I will tell you, I was down in those little jujubes.
Yeah. Twizzlers. Yeah.
That thing was off my counter and in
I
my
know.
hand.
I know.
10 o'clock. At night.
I found myself doing the same thing.
That's
Oh,
funny.
these are awful. And I could just keep throwing them in my mouth.
That's funny. That's great. So how we all doing out there today? It's another hot day. When is the cool weather going to come? I mean, really, isn't this November?
Yeah.
I mean, you've lived here a long time. Is this?
But it
normal?
used to be October 4th. And strangely enough, October 4th is when the weather started changing here. Yeah, I think it looks like
it's coming.
Yeah, it looks like the date has been pushed back somewhat. So, yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Well,
It's all right.
it's walked outside today and I thought,
Mhm.
well, and then yesterday was like record temperatures.
Yeah. Well, it's 90 on my car thermometer
Yeah.
today. Oof.
Well, I don't know if you know this either. I learned this from my folks in Vero at my Vero store, is that the wind blows different up there
Okay.
because the way the shape of the state.
Mhm.
And so we get the wind here.
Right.
Don't know.
Onshore breeze. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they don't
Mhm.
necessarily. And that's why it gets warm, because usually Vero is always teeter-tottering on record temperatures.
Right.
And I've been up there sometimes helping unload trucks and move stuff around. And I've got a manager up there. She just hops on that stuff and takes care of it. And I'm like, and they don't even let me put one foot on a ladder. So
Nice.
I just go up there, buy lunch, and get the heck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good staff.
Oh, plus she gives me usually she gives me a peppermint patty for the ride home. So
That's good.
So anyways, well, I can tell you about some more trends that are happening,
All right.
Frank. We have, even though this show is happening in January, I have a show that I'm going to with a buying group that's right around the same time, and it'll kind of mirror that. But we still have the new finishes with the matte black and the satin brass
Ooh.
in theory, and then people do want gold, and I was telling you earlier that gold is unpredictable,
Right.
as you can imagine.
Don't look for it on the price
And I
list.
thought your story of
Doing gold leafing.
doing gold leafing when
Yeah.
anybody trust you when you were 16 to do that, it wasn't like,
Well, I mean, I hadn't I hadn't partaked in the drinking coffee by then, so
Oh.
that's a perfect age if you're to do that kind of work. You have to
Okay.
be young-ish, and
that's funny.
and steady hand. You
So
need a very
when did
steady
you start
hand.
drinking coffee?
It was in my 20s.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was, it's funny you say
Yeah.
that, because I wasn't drinking coffee until I was probably in my early 20s,
Yeah.
going to class.
Yeah.
It was 17 degrees out, and I'd
Mhm.
have a cup of coffee and I'd start sweating.
Yeah, yeah,
Michigan
Right.
weather.
yeah.
But,
No, if I was to do gold leafing today, I'd probably give up coffee for about a week first.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and
what a
breathing in and out.
right. You have to either hold your breath or wear a face mask. Just no, you can't have any, and you have to work in a room with no breeze going through there. So
Yikes.
yeah, I mean, 'cause this stuff is just so thin that, and it's
It was just coming in a little box.
comes in a
You said it was
little.
like-
It's in a paper. I mean, I'm trying to refer to my memory from when I was 16, but as I recall, it was in a like a paper envelope, for one of a better term, that opens up 4 ways.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So you can unfold it.
You unfold it, and then there use a like tweezers,
Sure.
and and you just
It's
pick-
like doing stamps.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
No, it's kind of crazy.
Right.
Well, aren't you glad you didn't have to do that all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have been
Wear
nuts.
gloves. You can't even. You have to wear special cloth gloves.
16,
Too.
you're not exactly, you're not exactly stationary.
No, that's right.
You're thinking, oh, well, she might be calling me a little bit.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that was pretty.
That's
I'm
a-
glad I learned how to
that's
do
a neat
it.
experience.
It is. It is. So when I look at the gold leafy, and I know what I'm looking at, and I understand the process.
Just respect it.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
imagine putting that on in a faucet.
Can you? Oh
Mixing it
no.
in and
No. Yeah. No. They actually. Yeah. I don't know. They use some sort of metal.
they have to put
plating,
it
right?
into the what do I want to call it? The melt, not the what they do is they dip that,
Mhm.
that sand casted piece into the
Yeah, okay.
into the stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's and then they have baths, and when you get into some of these bigger operations
Mhm.
where I've been, you see it and you go, how do they know?
Right.
But I can see how also there can be defects in stuff.
Oh, sure.
I mean, you're gonna
Well,
have-
preparation is everything. The
Yeah,
surface has to be
exactly.
pristine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you have some manufacturers have a great reputation.
Mhm.
And of course, the big boys, they got, who knows, they got some pretty elaborate stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so maybe it's easier to do refrigeration.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe so.
Or form a sink.
Yeah.
You mash a sink out and then you weld the corners and you weld it together, and
Call it good.
so
Yeah.
we have those, and we have the kind that are just run through robotics. There are a lot of robotics in there, but most of all the welding and on the more expensive sinks that are hand welded. Oh, and you came back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It came back. Yeah. So
And in conclusion,
right. So the last thing I wanted to touch about is coffee beyond the kitchen. So this is topical. This is part of what we were talking about.
oh yeah,
So apparently, so now you can have cabinetry, and you can have a kitchen-like amenities in other parts of your house, like a refrigerator and a coffee maker, and
right.
maybe a little side sink.
No, that's true. And
Right.
they're they can be up in your master suite,
Right.
because now the master suite is another room in the house where you can go and relax and get away.
Right.
And so they're putting in a nice cabinet with let's just use for a fact of higher end Mealy coffee maker. You got the coffee maker that can make everything and froth for you.
Wow.
But you put all that stuff up, your big coffee aficionado, you're gonna put all that in your in your bedroom or your study or multiple down in the down in the playroom.
How about those houses that have more than one kitchen in the same house?
Yeah, there's a few out here in Sailfish.
I've been in them. Yeah.
Have you? I'm
Yeah.
sure you've been in a couple
Sure.
of those.
That's pretty
Yeah, I
wild.
always say that the nice thing about those houses with 2 kitchens is they probably have 7 bathrooms.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
we're into that. But I was very fortunate to be able to go to the owner of Frankie, who lives in Lucerne.
Okay.
And he's right on the Lake Lucerne with the Alps in the background. He had in his kitchens, Mr. P, I won't say his last name just to protect the innocent.
Oh, okay.
He had like 8 sinks and faucets.
Wow.
So you could go around this big, huge kitchen and use whatever one you wanted. So
nice.
I guess if you own the company,
you can do that.
Yeah, maybe, just think if you owned a razor blade company, Frank.
No.
You just have razor blades all over the place.
Yeah, be a real cut up.
I like yeah.
But
that was good. That was good.
Oh my goodness.
Man, how'd you figure that one out so quick? That was very good. Ba-dum-pum. I agree.
Let's take this last break.
Okay.
And when we return, we'll wrap it up.
We're going to spin the wheel of fortune to see what subject we're going to have.
Yeah. I like it.
Okay, Vanna.
We'll be right back. We are back. You're listening to Leadership in Business with John Campion, extraordinaire.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I try hard. I even have 2 eyes. One works really good.
Good.
Yeah, that's got the 20/20. The other one, not so good.
Not
but
so
it's
much.
All right. That's all right.
Yeah.
I just don't honk at people and tell them to get going at the red lights anymore.
There you go.
Because you never know what's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
No.
Do that.
No. I know.
It's the wild, wild west.
It can be.
It can. I mean, now that everybody can pack and carry and
Sure.
And
yeah,
whether it's a gun or a pack of gum.
Yeah.
I'm going to carry the gum.
Yes.
In case you see me in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am looking forward to coming back next week to tell you all about my little first vacation with my family. And I'm trying to remember how long.
Isn't that great?
Little Disney cruise.
Uh-huh.
Those of you out there that are listening have taken a Disney cruise, you can appreciate what I'm getting ready to jump into, even though I don't know what I'm getting ready to jump into.
Oh, should be a lot of fun.
It's great.
Yeah. I'm sure they take care of you from the time you step on board until the time you leave. So, do I have to go? Do I have to go?
My wife said, what time should we leave? Should we leave it? It goes out of Miami, believe it or not. So I said, well, we go, we get down there, you get on the boat and you start eating. So what's the problem?
It. Exactly. Yeah.
I can do that.
Right.
And you put a little weight on. That's
all right. That's why they make the Stairmasters.
And that's why I got to move those COVID Cheez-Its over.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I have to say I have eaten a little bit of candy in the last couple of days.
Yeah, and I'm largely at fault for that. So you can blame me.
Is she blaming you?
Everybody, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I go to the store, I always bring something home, and my wife says, "What is that?"
So did you guys fill a bowl for
no, we don't have anybody come by. See the point. I went over my daughter's house and saw my grandkids and my granddaughter. She does the trick or treat. My grandson, who's driving now, he says, "See you later, Grandpa. Going to a party."
Okay. Okay.
So, right,
Billy.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Landon, yeah.
16, huh? 17?
17 coming up in another 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, sure he was going to a party.
Yeah.
What else would you do on Halloween?
Yeah, not going to hang out with sis.
17. So when he's like 19, it'll be Friday night.
Yeah. Yikes. Yeah.
And raining. Usually it rains.
Oh, yeah.
Kitty's like, is it raining out? I go, it always rains on Thanksgiving, on Halloween.
It does. And when I was in Michigan, there was always snow flurries.
Sure.
On Halloween.
Sure.
Always snow flurries.
I can tell you the worst story happened to me when I was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
We lived in Milwaukee, and it was wet out, and I was just a little guy, and I was a ghost. And I had a bag with the handles on it.
I love the ghost thing.
Yeah,
Sure. So easy to
I
do,
had
right?
The paper bag or whatever
Right.
it was with the handles. and
Right.
It was about as tall as me.
Yeah.
Well, of course,
Aw,
I'm dragging it,
of
and it
course.
got a hole in it,
Of course.
and all my candy was
Kinda
trailed
trailed.
behind me.
Yeah.
Get home, and I go, Mommy, I don't have any candy.
Aw.
So poor Johnny, I think my brother and sister had to cough up what
Oh.
they had. I was, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But, I don't wish that's why they have pumpkins now.
That was so much fun. I remember when we were kids, 4 of us would all go out, and we'd take we used the pillowcases. Right?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Pillowcases.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
You
That
can
was.
put some
Oh,
bandage
yeah.
in there.
And so then we would just dump it on the living room floor, and we sort it out because sometimes we get pennies. Apples were number one, and of course, Mom and Dad would take the apples away because
You didn't want to have a razor blade.
right. We
pins.
just weren't too sure.
There wasn't fentanyl back then, which
No.
was good.
But yeah. So,
then
so
you
it's like
should
we would,
split it up.
we'd share because like some of the stuff I don't like that stuff. Here, do you
Yeah,
like
right,
that? Oh
right,
yeah, I
right,
like it.
right.
So we always, sorted it out to whoever
You
got.
were probably the guy who liked Bit-O honey.
Yeah, I like anything with nuts in it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You do or don't?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll eat chocolate just to get to the nut that's in the middle, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I think my favorite candy bar is either Mr. Goodbar or Reese's or Snickers. That's just the
Snickers,
way I
yeah.
am. Oh, Payday.
Oh yeah, I've done paydays.
Oh
yeah,
my
those are good.
gosh,
Yeah.
they are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we used to, when the circus used to come to town in Deerfield, Illinois, where I lived, they had the candy was big. You could win a box of Paydays, and so that was probably the last time I ate like 8 in a row.
Jeez.
They called me Peanut Log. Jeez.
Oh,
the things you remember when you were a kid,
right?
It's a good time.
That's great. Well,
So,
make sure you take lots of pictures.
Yeah, well, I just plan on doing whatever happens.
Yeah.
I hear the hardest part is getting to the ship there. You got to do a lot of walking. I'm not really looking forward to that, but
well, tell them to send some wheels to you.
I need some wheels.
Yeah.
Send me some wheels.
Yeah.
I don't know where you park down there or anything. Going out of Port Canaveral would have been a real treat. But, anyways, so Miami. Here we come.
Yeah.
Be great fun.
Well, yeah, you'll do fine.
Yeah, once we get on the boat.
Well, I had to go up for my mom's funeral 2019. Was that?
I think
it was 2019, February, right? End of January. And so just before that, I broke my foot.
Oh yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, and I trying to catch the plane and all that. And I was traveling with my son, Scott, and Scott says, Dad, let's just get an airport wheelchair. Yeah. No.
You just got the wheelchair and he pushed you.
And so we were flying through the.
Yeah. No, that's the way to do it.
Right.
That's what we did that.
With
Southwest and we'd go right to the front of the line.
Oh yeah. It was great.
I'm injured.
Yeah.
I'm handicapped. Let me in.
It worked out great.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Scott. He's got some good common sense.
Oh man, he hooked me up.
Well, at least you listened to him.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
he's bigger than you.
Yeah, you have to listen.
Right,
oh my goodness, he's bigger than most people I know.
He is. He's a big kid.
Yeah.
He's good. You've done good with him, Frank.
Yeah.
I'll
keep him.
I can't say anything about the other ones, even though they sound okay to me.
They're all pretty good.
Good deal.
Yeah.
That should make you feel good.
Yeah.
You can only control them so long.
No, I know. Now I get to just kind of mess with the grandkids, which is kind of fun. I kind of my grandson up in West Virginia. He's into geology, so I'm sending him different packages containing rocks, and he loves it.
Oh,
and
man,
it makes my daughter.
He's in rock state.
He's a rock hound, right?
Right.
So my daughter says, "What are you sending now?" It's like, but he loves it. He calls me and he goes, "Grandpa," he says, "this is a really cool rock." And he tells me a little bit of history behind that stone. And
That's cool.
yeah, he says, "Oh, that's pretty good stuff."
Well, you never know where that will take him.
Right. Yeah.
But being in West Virginia isn't too bad. They got a lot of rock up there.
They do.
You bet. Yeah. Not
Yeah,
to
he's having a
confuse with
great time.
Virginia, where they got a lot of rocks in their drinks.
In the drinks.
Yeah. It's funny.
That's
So,
great.
we apologize. I personally do apologize again for not having a guest today. I kind of just it happens.
It's quite all right. No, we covered some important stuff. Tell our listeners how they can find you and give out your phone number.
Well, starting next Tuesday, you can find me. We're anybody at our, matter of fact, just come on down to our store. You come down to it's 221-3990 is the phone number, 772-221-3990. And of course, we're on Monterey Road, 197, Southeast Monterey. You can't miss us with the sign and the banners and the naked gorilla standing in front on a skid.
That's always a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody should have one of those. And if it's not there, somebody stole it.
Yeah.
So, but come on in and see us. Today is our 30th birthday.
Nice.
And
well, happy birthday, European Kitchen
Thank
and
you.
Bath. And we'll see you here next week.
All right. Same time, same place.
Right on. Take
Thanks,
care.
Frank.
All right. Bye-bye.